It was my birthday. I spent it working. Then my dad sent a text. We sold your car. Family matters more. You should be thankful we even let you stay here. A few minutes later, your brother's starting college. You're covering his first semester. $5,200. Due this week. I responded, not happening. He answered, then pack up. You're nothing to me now. So I left. That same night. I didn't even look back. But I left something behind. Something small, but important. This morning, they found it. Now my aunt's sobbing, my uncle's yelling, and my dad is outside asking the neighbors for help. It still doesn't feel real. It was my birthday. Yesterday. And I spent it working. Like always. My family is obsessed with earning your place. My dad always says if you want something, you hustle for it. So I was already kind of irritated that I couldn't even take a day to myself, but figured I'd go home, grab some takeout, relax for a bit. When my shift ended around 7, I checked my phone walking out. A ton of texts from my dad. Not unusual, he messages about random things, like the garbage or why the internet's slow. But these messages were different, longer, more formal. First one read, "We sold your car, family first. You should be grateful we let you live here." I literally froze in the parking lot. I thought it might be a joke. His sense of humor is weird like that. But then more messages rolled in. "Oh, and your brother's starting college. You'll be covering it. $5,200 due this week." The car wasn't special, just a used one I got after saving up for years. I handled the paperwork, insurance. But the title was in his name since he said it would make insurance cheaper. I agreed at the time because I just wanted to stop relying on others for rides. I should have seen this coming. I replied saying it wasn't happening. His response? "Then get your things and go. You're dead to me." I walked home. No car now. Took nearly an hour. It was getting dark. I kept wondering if this was actually happening. When I got there, I walked in. My mom was doing the dishes. Didn't look at me, like she was somewhere else. My dad was in the living room, TV blaring, not even watching. No sign of my brother. Sterling. I stood there and said, "You actually sold my car?" Without even turning, my dad said, "You're old enough to help out, so you're going to." This is his pattern. When I push back, everyone else falls in line. Suddenly, it's the whole family against me. Sterling's the golden child. My aunt and uncle live nearby. They come in to back up whatever my dad wants. My mom finally said, "Don't be selfish." Like I hadn't spent years doing things for them. I set up their phones, handled online bills, ran errands constantly, but it never counted. To him, I'm lazy unless I'm doing exactly what he wants. I went to my room and started packing. I knew where this was going. Last time we fought, it was about loaning Sterling my laptop for a semester. He broke it. I got weeks of silent treatment and passive-aggressive nonsense. Never directly from my dad, always through someone else. Didn't have a lot. Clothes, tech, old junk from high school. While I packed, I could hear my dad talking on the phone, probably with Uncle Kyle, saying I was overreacting, saying he wasn't backing down. I called my friend Ronan, asked if I could crash with him. He was confused, but said sure. I shoved everything into 2 duffels and a backpack. I wasn't thinking clearly, just angry. My mom stood in the hall, crying. Didn't say a word to me, just watched. When I went to leave, my dad finally got up and blocked the door. Told me once I walked out I was never coming back. Said I should be grateful for being allowed to stay this long. I pushed past him. He gave me a little shove. Not hard, but enough to piss me off. I shoved back, the look on his face like I was a stranger. I walked around him and left. All the way to Ronan's, I was fuming. I kept thinking about how much they relied on me. All the things I did behind the scenes, setting up accounts, managing bill payments, listing stuff on selling apps. My dad talks tough, but he can't even pay a bill online without asking me how. So I decided, if I'm dead to him, I'm taking back what's mine, not stealing, just removing myself. I changed passwords, took my info off all the utility, accounts I created, shut down my side of the selling platforms, left behind one thing, just to see if he noticed. Messaged my aunt, told her I was gone. No details, just said, "Ask your brother." She must have called him immediately because I heard my dad yelling through the wall at Ronan's. I lay there, scrolling my phone, wondering if I should tell people what actually happened or let the chaos speak for itself. He's always hated that I don't follow orders, that I ask questions. He only cares how things look, not how they are. Sterling is the favorite because he's easy. I'm the headache because I think for myself. No sleep that night. Just watched the clock, waiting for the fallout, and it came. Update 1. Didn't think it'd unravel this fast. I was at Ronan's, barely slept. His couch is like springs with a blanket over it, and his cat kept walking across my face. But I was too wired to care. I kept getting notifications. My cousin posted in our family Facebook group asking if anyone could help reset their Wi-Fi. That used to be my job. I did tech not just for my parents, but for Aunt Mary and Uncle Kyle, too. Routers, printers, streaming setups for the little cousins, all me. Now I'm getting tagged in posts. Can Kieran come by? Nah, not my circus anymore. Then things got real. Mom called. I ignored it. Then Sterling texted, "Dad's flipping out. The money's not where it should be. He didn't need to explain." See, my dad hates dealing with online banking. So I did it all. Bill pay, transfers, all through accounts I set up or managed. Last night I pulled my name off everything, canceled the auto pays I created, removed my bank app from his phone. Netflix? Gone. I paid for that. And my brother gave out the password like candy. I didn't touch any money that wasn't mine. But now bills are bouncing, and my dad's clueless. He always saw me as the unpaid IT department and accountant, called it being part of the family, really just meant free labor. I got another text while eating leftover pizza, all caps. Rage from my dad. Then Facebook Marketplace notifications, old furniture listings using my number. Buyers messaging me. I just told them to use his number, let him deal with strangers now. I removed my login from the spreadsheet he used to manage his side hustle. Didn't delete anything, just disconnected myself. Let him handle who's coming to the house and what's paid for. By the afternoon, Sterling's texts were nonstop. Anger first, then pleading. He says Dad's blaming him now since the college money's not there. I told him to talk to Dad. I'm not his ATM. He admits he didn't even want to go to college this year. Dad just decided for him, signed him up without asking. Then Aunt Mary called. I answered because she'd show up if I didn't. She was livid, accused me of stealing, of tearing the family apart. I asked her how many bills were in my name, how many nights I stayed up fixing their internet. She hung up. Later, Ronan and I were out grabbing food. We passed by my house, on the way back. Uncle Kyle's truck was in the driveway. That's never good. He's Dad's backup muscle. They were yelling in the yard. Mom was on the porch, scrolling on her phone, not crying, probably out of tears. Back at Ronan's, random cousins started messaging me, wanting to know what happened. I kept it vague. There was a fight. Dad sold my car. I left. Some believed me. Some didn't. Then my aunt posted in the family chat, "Kieran has chosen to distance himself from our values." I muted the chat. Sterling texted, "I'm locked out of my college portal. Dad doesn't have the login. You set it up. Can you reset it?" I sent him the helpline. Told him good luck. He called me selfish, but I knew he was just pissed at Dad. Next morning, a wall of messages. Dad guilt-tripping me. "Electric's overdue. Water's about to get shut off. Your brother can't. Enroll. Aunt Mary's calling Grandma. Come fix this or else." I didn't respond. Ronan's mom came home, saw my stuff in the corner, asked what happened. I gave her the short version. She just shook her head, handed me a plate of food, and said, "Stay as long as you need." I didn't feel guilty, not even a bit. I didn't break the law. I just took back what was mine. Left them with the systems they relied on, but never valued. You treat someone like a tool. Don't be surprised when they stop working for you. A neighbor messaged me. Old guy with a dog. Said he saw my dad outside. Looked rough, lots of yelling. "Hope you're okay, kid. Let me know if you need anything." I didn't reply. But I saved that message. They still haven't realized what I left behind in my room. It's not illegal, not dramatic, just enough to light the match. And when it does, they'll know who struck it. For once, it feels like I finally did something right. Not just for myself, but for Sterling, too. I'm not out here fixing what isn't mine anymore, but I'm definitely not letting them rewrite the story and paint me as the villain either. I know the situation at the house is still unraveling. I left that envelope in my old desk drawer and they hadn't come across it yet. But now I guess they finally did. And when they did, it set everything off like a powder keg. I'll give an update if anything else catches fire. But I've got a strong feeling the explosion already happened. It happened. NGGL. Honestly, writing this down feels surreal. I used to think those revenge threads people posted online were exaggerated, made-up tales, or just overblown drama. But this is real. It's messy, it's loud, and it's kind of exactly what I hoped for, if I'm being completely straight about it. The day started like nothing was out of the ordinary. I woke up again at Ronan's place. His cat tried to chew through my charger cord, nothing new, and I checked my phone. A couple of messages, one from Monica, my cousin, asking if I'd be at the next family get-together, nope, and the usual guilt-tripping nonsense from my dad, which I mostly ignored. And then suddenly, a wild barrage of texts from Aunt Mary. Full-on caps, lock panic. How could you do this? You've destroyed everything, the works. My first thought was, they must have found what I left behind. For those who didn't catch the earlier context. Before I left that house for good, I compiled a folder, every receipt, every bank transfer, every single message where Dad asked me to put bills under my name or use my account so he could collect rewards or make it look simpler. I included a full breakdown, what I had paid for, what responsibilities I'd covered, and what was still under his name. And yes, I even added a section tracking his side hustle money, where it came from, where it went. Spoiler, not to the family budget. Straight into collectibles, impulse buys, and his investments. I tucked that file into the lowest drawer of my old desk, under the mess of cords and stationery. I figured someone would clean it out eventually, especially with how my mom rage cleans when she's upset. Well, they found it. From Ronan's kitchen window, I had a perfect view of the street. Uncle Kyle's truck rolled up outside my old place. At first, everything seemed quiet. He went in like normal. 5 minutes later, I could hear shouting from several houses down. This wasn't the typical bickering. This was raw, no-holds-barred yelling, voices echoing through the neighborhood. Aunt Mary was crying, loud and heartbroken. I watched her storm out, slam the screen door behind her, and collapse onto the porch steps, face in hands, shaking. Kyle came out red in the face, slammed his fist onto his truck's hood, then went right back in, the yelling continuing. Then Dad stepped out, phone in hand, pacing back and forth like a caged animal. He was shouting into the receiver, going on about how everyone's turning on him, how it's all fake, that I'm trying to ruin his reputation. At one point, he even starts calling out to our neighbor across the street, asking if she's seen me, as if I'm hiding in a bush or spying from the corner. She just gives a shrug and keeps walking her dog. Then a text from my mom pops up, rare, since she usually avoids the drama unless it's unavoidable. She wrote, I read your letter. I wish you told me sooner. Your dad's furious. Kyle says he's cutting ties if this doesn't get sorted. Mary's been crying, Kyle's yelling, and now your dad's asking the neighbors for help because the water got shut off and the electric's overdue. Then Sterling calls me. He almost never calls, only ever texts. His voice sounds tired, a little stunned. It's a total disaster here, he says. Dad's blaming everyone. Uncle Kyle's threatening to leave. Aunt Mary's in the kitchen, sobbing. A neighbor came over to see what was going on. That packet you left blew it all up. But you know what? He actually sounded relieved, like the truth finally had a voice. A few minutes later, a message from Grandma. She says she got screenshots of my receipts. She wants to talk to Dad. That one made me snort. I didn't reply. Then I see the real prize. Dad jumping into the family group chat, trying to defend himself. But now Monica and a few of the cousins are chiming in, asking to see actual proof. Show us the payments. Where did the money go? They weren't buying the usual family matters more than facts script. And then someone dropped the ultimate receipt, a screenshot of the car sale document. His signature, not mine, front and center. The group starts connecting the dots. Back at Ronan's, his mom peeks in and casually asks if I want anything from the grocery store. Then she adds, "Your dad's making a scene out front. Want me to call someone?" I just shrug. "Nah, he'll wear himself out eventually." She nods and goes, "He's asking neighbors if they can help with the water bill." I couldn't even feel bad anymore. I just shook my head. Sterling texts again. "I think I'm done. I'm gonna stay with a friend for a bit. Can you pick me up?" I write back, "Yeah, meet me at the corner." Ronan tosses me his car keys and just says, "Grab fries on your way back." Honestly, that's the most sincere support I've had this whole time. Right before I head out, Aunt Mary calls me one last time. Her voice isn't angry this time. It's quiet, drained. She says, "I wish things turned out differently." I say, "Me too, but I'm not sorry." I drive past the house. Dad's still out on the porch talking to that neighbor who always complained about our garbage bins. Funny how the tables turn. Now he's begging for help. Uncle Kyle's truck is gone. The porch light is off. Aunt Mary's still inside somewhere, probably still crying. I don't stop. That's it. The packet got found. The truth's out. My dad used to preach that family came first. But what he really meant was his comfort came first. Everyone else just picked up the pieces in silence. Not anymore. I'm done playing cleanup crew. I don't care if the lights go out or the water gets shut off. Let him call the company himself. I'm not the emergency contact anymore. If there's a takeaway here, it's this. Don't let yourself be the safety net just because it's convenient for someone else. Sometimes you have to let it all crash and burn so they can finally see what they've built, or rather, what they failed to build. Thanks for sticking with me through it all. I'm out.